Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. I watched another episode, episode 8 of One Piece, and we learned a little bit about Buggy this episode. A little bit about Buggy and Shanks, so that's neat. Kind of comes back to where Buggy's like, as long as I have blood in my veins, I will hate Shanks. It won't focus on me. It's then, after that, a flashback to them as youngsters, and they're arguing, like, oh, what's colder and what's hotter, the North Pole or the South Pole? And I can't remember who had which take, but I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say South Pole. Uh, Warmer air goes up, colder air goes down. That's South, baby. Genius. After that, they kind of do some pirate things, and Buggy finds himself a little treasure map. He does some ass kicking and gets some treasure map. And like during the celebration at night, because they're all celebrating because they just did some pirate shit and it's cool. We find out that Shanks is a pirate because he wants to see the world. He wants to explore. He wants to live as a pirate on the seven seas, pretty much, or whatever seas, however many seas. I don't know. And Buggy's like, that's just sentimental nonsense, princess. Come on, little cutie. Basically, they're like, oh, we'll just have to fight to the death if we meet each other out on the open sea, which, I mean, cool. And Shanks is like, yeah, I guess one of the big finds this time was a devil fruit, which, I mean, that's neat, I guess. And there's a little scene where Buggy is out on some part of a boat. I don't know. The head, the mast, something like that. Wherever I don't know. He was out somewhere on the boat, and they're all like cheering him on while he eats it. And I guess, I don't know, is there like a scene where they decide, oh, Buggy gets to eat the devil fruit? Or is he just, oh, I'll do it? Even though, I don't know, I feel like any pirate would volunteer for a devil fruit munch. But you can apparently sell it for 100 million berries, so that's pretty cool. And we find out, oh, Buggy hid the real fruit. He ate the fake fruit in front of everybody. And he's like, haha, what a bunch of idiots. And his plan is to sell it. But while he's sitting here, map in one hand, berry in the other, Shanks comes popping out. He's like, hey, Buggy, what was the taste of that devil fruit? Was it delicious? And he shoves the real one in his mouth. It looks kind of silly because he looks like a monkey. He's got the big nose and fucking. I tried to get a screenshot, but it didn't work, and it took too long. Anyway, and he's got it in his mouth, and Shanks is like, they're talking a little bit, and he's like, oh, you could be one of my pirates. And Shanks is like, nah, we're too different, bro. I'm a top G, and you're a little baby boy, so no. But for real, they're just like, oh, our thought processes are too different. We could not get along very well. And I can't remember exactly what Shanks says. He says something that surprises Buggy, and Buggy then swallows the devil fruit. So now, man's a devil fruit muncher. And at the same time, the treasure map goes flying in the air, and it goes drooping down to the ocean. Now, if you know Buggy, Buggy's a man of action, so Buggy, he jumps in, and he tries to swim after it. But he ate the devil fruit, so he can't swim. So Shanks jumps in and saves him because Shanks just that man. He's a good swimmer, best swimmer NA. And after almost drowning because he obviously can't swim, so that means the treasure map that he had, which the treasure was in the middle of the ocean, so he's like, yeah, I'm a good swimmer, so I can get the treasure at the bottom of the ocean. It's fine. But now that he can't swim, he can't do that, so he vows, I will get all treasure on dry land. And then, after saying, like, back in real life, back in the present time, about how, oh, the treasure on the dry land is mine, he fucking Jeepers Creepers ups, like, the way he does right here. And he's fucking furious. And, there's Nami. So he fucking goes flying after Nami with his Jeepers Creepers power. And Nami's scared because, I mean, that's the treasure on dry land. So technically, from my understanding, it's Buggy's, but she's trying to take it. And Buggy's going after him. And she's like, oh, Luffy, help! And Luffy's like, oh, how can I help? And he chooses to help by kicking him in the nuts. And he kicks him in the nuts, and Buggy just kind of like crashes because man got nut kicked. The testes are hurties, if you know what I mean. He's like, you can't go after Nami. I'm not done with you, boy. All right, and then we kind of like zoom back to the citizens of the village, and they're like, oh, the mayor's been gone for 2.5 hours. He's gonna need his heart medicine and his erectile dysfunction medicine. So they go looking for him. Luffy, though, after Buggy collapses, he's like, Nami, get out of here, baby. I need you safe. And she's like, no, I'm not dropping my treasure. And when she says that she's not dropping her treasure, obviously Buggy's like, you bitch! That's my treasure. And he's basically like, what you're doing is wrong. You're stealing from me. And Nami's like, oh. It's very hilarious, one criminal telling another criminal what's right or wrong. Which, I guess that's fair, but fuck her. She's a pirate. And then, here comes the real attack. Chop Chop Festival from Buggy. And he uses the Chop Chop Festival, and all these body parts come flying, and he's like, try to stop me now, rubber boy. And he goes after Nami again, and Luffy snatches up his foot, licks the toes, and then he just tickles the toes. He pinches them and slams it down on the ground, and Buggy's like, yow! Like a fucking Goofy show. He kind of like goes to grab the treasure even though he's in pain. And Nami is obviously trying to fight him, and he goes to slice Nami, and here comes Luffy with the fucking, well, he hits him with the Gum Gum Rocket, I think, is what he's called the foot kick, right? Right? Gum Gum Rocket, when he kicks hard. But he does the kick and sends Buggy flying because he's cool. And Buggy's cooked. He's cooked. Looked at him. Teeth are gone. Face is hurt by the treasure. Luffy's like, hell yeah, I'm the superior devil fruit muncher. Those two are like looking at each other, making sure they're okay. And then, holy shit, Buggy's mad. Buggy's parboiled. He goes from cooked to parboiled. And he goes on a rampage, and he's like, now for my final attack. And he goes to reassemble. And he just creates a little Buggy. Huh? Where's the rest of his thick glutes, his sexy, tight chest? Where is Buggy? As you can guess, Nami, milady, has his body tied up because she just ties dudes up. So far it's been one of the Marines she tied up. She's tied up Luffy now to bring him to Buggy. She's now tied up Buggy. I still want her to tie me up. Tie me up, Nami! Sorry. Okay. But she tied them up, and so the rest of his body couldn't attack, just his little head, hands, and feet, which, I mean, that's kind of cute. Let's go back and look. Aww. Adorable Buggy. But Luffy, he's a man of business. So he comes in with the Gum Gum Bazooka, which it seems like it's just basically 2 Gum Gum pistols, and he fucking swings them back with his stretch ability, and whoop-pop! And hits him at the same time. That's kind of what it looks like. After he knocks him out, we find out, he really did fuck up the hat. And Luffy's like, it's okay. I can still wear it. And Nami, kind of under her breath, she's like, well, if I get a chance, I can fix it. And Luffy's like, what did you say, bitch? And she's like, oh, never mind. Because she doesn't want to admit to wanting to be part of the crew, even though she is already. And that's kind of when she asks, she's like, well, no, I guess that's not true. First, she gives him the chart to the Grand Line. She's like, well, it's the least you could do. You avenged Shushu the Mutt. You saved me from Buggy. You licked his toes. I really liked that. So go ahead, take this map. And he's like, well, fuck yeah, but I want you, will you join? Will you be our navigator? Will you come with us? And at first she's like, no, I could never be a pirate. But yes, because it serves my grand purpose. She's low-key. But she says it's in her best interest, so she's gonna join up. Will she betray again for the third time? Oh no, I guess the second time. The first time she did, the second time she didn't. The third time. This is the tiebreaker. This is the deciding factor if we like Nami or not. But then they go back to Zoro, obviously, because he's our boy, and they wake him up. Wakey, wakey, Zoro. He's like, hey, wake up, handsome. We have a navigator and a map to the Grand Line. We are champions. And Zoro's like, wait, what, really? And he kind of like, the way he looks at Nami, he's like, you're a bitch. Which, fair enough, honestly. And the villagers are like, what happened here? What's wrong with our man? And Luffy's like, oh, I knocked him out. I'm cool like that. And the community got mad, and Nami's like, oh, they're angry. We can't let them know we're pirates and thieves. And immediately, the next words out of Luffy's mouth, I'm a pirate. She's a thief. We're fucking. No, they're not fucking, but they said some of that. And he picks up Zoro and runs away. He goes crazy. And as he's running, he's saying how, like, oh, this is a good town. This is a good town. Their mayor got hurt, and they're all chasing after such a strong, cool guy like me. He says that, and as he's running away, and our boy Shushu comes in with the fucking jaws of justice. And he's barking at the citizens. He's like, yo, stay back. He's my friend. You're my friends. But he's my friend more. He helped me fight a dude, and you guys were bitches, so we've got the bond of battle. You guys have the bond of bitchiness. And he barks at him, and Luffy's running. They jump over him, and Luffy, like, looks back, and he's like, ha, nice. And Shushu gives, like, a little, fucking bark. Yes, I'm a dog. You know the sound a dog would make if he was approving of a person being a tough fighter. You've watched Scooby-Doo. And then they get to the dock, and Nami's like, oh, hey, here's my boat. I stole this boat from a bunch of scrubby bitch losers. And all of a sudden, the guys pop up who she stole it from, and they're like, oh, so we're losers, huh? All right, and then the guys that she actually stole the boat from kind of pop up, and they're like, oh, we're losers, huh? And they see Zoro's head down there, and they're like, hey, wake up. Are we not scary enough for you? And Zoro looks up. He's like, what, bitches? And they fucking, obviously, they're chicken shits and get the shit beat out of them. But then, as it flashes back and our heroes are riding away into the sunset, the mayor wakes up. He's like, wait, where's everyone at? Where are the pirates at? And the citizens were like, well, there was just a couple of kids here who were pirates, and we chased them away, the little scumbags. And Mayor Washington here says, well, okay. The only one who's allowed to say anything bad about them children is me, because he hurt me. Well, no, not really. But then he fucking rips off his armor, deblouses, if you will, and goes running after Luffy and the boys towards the dock. And the They all want to go after him, and he's like, no, just me. And he chases after him, right? And when he gets down to the dock, and he's like, they're kind of floating out, and he's yelling after them, oh, thank you so much. I was a coward. I couldn't do anything. I was full of despair. You saved us. Whoo! Basically. And Luffy's just like, I've grown fond of you, bitch. No, he didn't say that. He's like, you're welcome. And as you can see next to him over there, Luffy did manage to leave a bag of Nami's treasure there. That's not gonna go well. And then in the ships, because they're kind of taking both boats, Luffy's and Nami's. Zoro's like, so you're still using Buggy's mark, huh? And she's like, well, I mean, yeah. Should I change it? It was his boat, but... And that's kind of when the mayor gets to the dock and yells at him, and then, like, that's when she realizes that Luffy had left one of the bags behind. She's like, you little straw-headed bitch! Why did you leave the bag behind? That's mine. And she fucking waterboards him. And the episode ends with Zoro being like, you silly hooligans. As they're riding off into the sunset. And I'm actually just going to do a character rating separately from this video, because I'm going to do the whole first two arcs, because I think that's kind of like an arc, the Marines and then the Buggy Pirates. It's kind of like an arc, I'll say. I don't know. And I'll just do like ratings for that. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, bell icon, and give me a kiss. Bye.